We have a new, well, we have two new rookies in the station. Um, and this is such a fan favorite series. What was it about this show, The Rookie, that drew you to be a part of it?
Man, The Rookie is a phenomenal show with a phenomenal fast cast and a phenomenal crew, and we all get together, get along so well. Joining this cast and crew is like being a part of a family, and they really do take pride in that. And honestly, I'm so grateful because they really welcomed me in with open arms, and I just really fit right in like a puzzle. And I'm so grateful, and it's a really big honor to be a part of this cast and crew and to be a part of this story and my character Miles to have, an arc in a show that's been very successful for a few years, and just goes to show you how well and phenomenal and successful and talented our writers are, and also you know, the specific storylines that um, our lead, our Alexi, who was the showrunner, what he thinks of, and his brain is just phenomenal. And yeah, I'm so happy to be on the show.
We have a little bit of his backstory already, which he volunteered. And my favorite line, though, from the episode is when Nathan is in the locker room with you, and he's like, "I look forward to learning your name in a week when you've proved yourself worthy." And I think
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
TO, such a perfect thing to say to somebody who's who's going to be training under you,
Mm.
especially on this show. I think that was like sums up the experience as anyone who's a new trainee on the rookie finds out. Um, which I thought was, and then as we know, there is a little bit of a cockiness to him. Was that always there in the script? I mean, he steps to Chen like, "Girl, I know you're
No.
my training
Yeah.
officer, but."
Uh,
And then the
I think
announcement of what brought him to Hollywood too. There's a cocky swag to him. Was that always there for him?
I think it's more of a overly confident swag. I don't think he's cocky at all. I think he's masking something that the fans are gonna find out later in the episodes. What's going on in his life, and I think he uses this confidence to try to fit in when sometimes when you come from a small town like Sugar Land, Texas, which is really not a small town. It's outside of Houston, but compared to LA, which is huge, and it's a different culture, right? And those tactics don't really work well. So he has to really prove himself and really change who he is, not completely, but be able to adjust and humble himself a little bit and tone his confidence down because you still have room to grow and to learn from your TO.
Well, he does say that he's come to Hollywood for bigger things. Is he, maybe maybe they've discussed this with you, maybe they haven't. Is he angling for like an actual job at being, a bigger fish in a large pond, or is he
Right.
hoping to parlay this into maybe one of those on screen, Hollywood consultants where the police force is called in? Like, what is his end goal with coming here to Hollywood?
Uh,
Maybe
you
you
know, I,
can't say just yet.
yeah, I think Miles loves being a police officer. I can't spoil. Yeah, the fans are gonna find out a lot more about his backstory in episode 2, which comes out Tuesday. So I don't want to spoil it, but you're gonna figure out why he came to Hollywood and what drove him to be to have this cockiness, but I call it, like I said, overconfidence.
Swag.
And you're going to learn what drives him, and it's this competitiveness in him that's really innate and it's natural. And honestly, compared to myself, I'm overly confident sometimes because I work my behind off, and I want my work and who I am to shine through my hard work. If that makes any sense. And what I've been through, how hard I've trained in my personal career, the schooling that I've encountered, the theater I've done. That's what makes me confident as an actor. And I think Miles, in comparison to that, is what he's done to get as far ahead in his life. And what adversity he has to come through, that's what gives him this confidence.
Okay, well, we know he comes from Sugarland, and I was waiting for Tim to be like, "This ain't Texas." And maybe you and Eric break out in some sort of TikTok, or Reel for Instagram. I don't know if you and Eric can work on that or if you've been getting any kind of those edits on your social media just yet. But what kind of fan response have you been receiving?
The fans they take heed in everything we do, and I think they don't like his cocky attitude, and
Don't step to Chen either. You know that they love
uh,
their Chen.
oh
And
yeah, they love their Chinford, and I'm a Chinford fan. Just want to throw that out there. But I don't know why he stepped to her like that. For me, like I said, I used some internal work in my act. That's what I use. I use internal work, and mine was just like, hey, I deserve to be here. And but Miles, I don't think you should be hitting on a TO, somebody who has rank over you.
okay, so we
And
won't be seeing him like pushing it further, maybe the rest of this.
hey, listen.
Can't say.
I can't say anything. I can't say anything. I will say this though. You will find more about his love life, and I don't think Shin is a part of that. So,
Okay.
and
Well, maybe
I
you can
think
talk to Eric about those edits I've suggested going
I'll talk
forward.
to him. Yeah, I'll see what he has in mind. Let's see. But no, I don't think Miles would mix business with pleasure because he wants to be successful in this career as a police officer, and I think he doesn't want to step over boundaries. I think
Okay, but
him.
he's got time for jokes, talking about shooting out the tires. So I
Yeah,
don't know how accurate that was, Derek. He takes it seriously to a point, I would
to
say.
a point. But he has fun while doing it. You know what I mean? But I say he takes it serious as far as I don't think he would get involved with
Okay.
somebody over him in the job. But of course, I mean he likes to have fun and I think that's his personality. And that's what the writers see him in him as well. And I just think it makes him so much more than just this guy that's trying to be cool. I love that he has this comedic side because me personally as an actor, I wanted to give this character something that I haven't played before on other TV shows. I didn't want people to see Deric Augustine. My brother, I have a twin brother. He was like, dude, I don't see you. I see the character. I see Miles. My frat brothers that I talk to them. There's like, bro, this is the best, some of the best work you've done, and
Wow.
I'm proud of what I've brought to this character because I didn't want him to look cool. Everybody can come in and I'm Miles Penn. I got this big chest. I'm from Sugarland, Texas. I got 2 years, bro. Like you did 2 years in Sugarland. LA is a whole different monster.
But they say
Um,
you have to unlearn Tim
yeah,
says you have to unlearn those habits. They have to break those habits in
those
them.
habits, yeah. And everybody on TikTok and Twitter is talking about the run that I do when I chase after the suspect. That's all planned. Like I didn't want him to be cool. It says he's 2 years, but maybe he never ran after a suspect in Texas. You know what I mean? And he's overly trying to prove himself.
That's
Like,
right. He ran in front of the car the way that he wasn't supposed to. Tim said, "You blocked my shot," and he has some still rookie behaviors for any maybe police force.
yeah, most definitely. And I think that gives his character an arc and room to grow.
Now, was the I mean, the season premiere episode, I should say, was the season premiere episode your favorite to film, or maybe episode two because it is more, Penn
Yeah.
centric, or are there ones coming up down the line that you're most proud of the work you put into
And there are two more episodes. The pilot, I mean, it's my first episodes where I got to meet the cast and crew and
the season
and
premiere there? Yeah.
yeah, and that's a big point in my career on this show. Is like it's a pilot. I think that's everyone's favorite thing about working on this show was the first episode. For me, this is not the pilot, but it's the first episode of season 7. But there are two more episodes that are really, really fire. One in specific that's Miles centered, and you get to learn so much about him. You get to see some of the training he has learned from his TO Tim, and it's gonna be great. And his country swag. I can't spoil too much. I don't know what to say or what I can't say. But I'll say there's one specific episode that's really Miles centered, and I think that's gonna be my favorite. But the pilot was my favorite as well. I mean, the first episode of season 7.
As you mentioned, you're one of two new rookies in
Yeah.
this season. Talk about working with your fellow newbie, Seth Ridley, played by Patrick Kelleher.
Yeah. Oh man, Patrick, the actor is a great guy. I call him my little brother, and
He looks like he's, like the babiest of
the
everything.
kid. 22 years old, man. I tell them all the time, man. When I was 22, I was still in drama school, and I tell them all the time, don't take this for granted, man. You learn as much as you can. Make connections, make these resources because this is a pivotal time in your career for you to reach new heights outside of what you're doing now. So me and him got really, really close. We really do have a brother relationship. I give him a lot of advice, not just through work, but through family, through finances, relationships, because I want him to be successful, not just in his career, but in life. So we really do have a brother relationship off screen, but on screen, I think Miles, um, this is why I think some fans have this conflicted um, no notion that he's cocky. I don't think he's cocky because you see a little bit of that tenderness in him when he really takes Seth underneath his wing because he's been through training before. He's been through some of these things, and I think maybe he was nervous on his first day in Texas, and he's telling Seth, "Hey, man, just don't let him show that you're nervous. You can be nervous, internalize that, but be confident." Not overconfident like I am, but just be confident. And you'll see throughout the episodes how their relationship really, really forges this bond that I think the fans are gonna love and really support what those two rookies have going on.
I have to ask, what was it like for you putting the uniform on for the first time? It's got to be
Oh,
pretty hot. It's got to be kind of heavy too, because you don't realize that belt gets has a lot of
yeah.
stuff on it.
I tell you, I don't know how the LAPD do it. This is really what they wear. It's wool, it's hot, and we shot during the summertime. Long sleeves as a rookie. The belt is heavy. And but if at the same time it felt exhilarating because I mean, who doesn't want to play a cop? One of my favorite actors is Will Smith and seeing him in like Men in Black and Independence Day and things of that nature. It's like I wanted to I wanted to play a cop, and him in Bad Boys when he plays a detective. And this is it's a great opportunity for me to learn things that I haven't done in my career and I love it, But to answer your question, it's hot, but it's what we have to do in LA because it looks professional, and I think LAPD really prides himself on that, on being professional and doing good work. And hopefully I'm doing them justice by portraying a good rookie on this show.
Lieutenant Gray on and he doesn't suffer any fools. So you're wearing that uniform. You ain't gonna say nothing about it, and you're gonna do what he tells you to. So he
Oh
does
yeah.
seem, and he does take very big pride in everyone doing these rules. They're in their place for a reason. So any step out of line, I think Penn's gonna hear about it.
Just
At
like
least from
his
based on
episode.
what we saw in the first episode. I didn't ask for the bio.
He doesn't play great, does not play. And Richard himself, he's a funny guy. I think he's the most hilarious in our family. But he's like a mentor to me. Him and Tim, they're like big brothers to me. And but great, yeah, you don't want to step on his toes, man, because he will call you out.
Well, we know as intense as it is on screen, it's so lighthearted behind the scenes. There are so many videos of people from the cast sharing, what it's like putting things on, a little bit of information about this. And of course, there's, musical numbers, t TikTok dances, anything and everything. I think is not off limits to the cast of The Rookie. Who are some
Yeah.
of the cast members that you enjoyed getting to know? I think you touched a little bit about Richard and also about Eric, but is there some cast members that you really connected with also, other cast members that you connected with also, and maybe ones that make being on set during those long hours a little bit more fun?
Honest to God, truth, everybody's so nice. And the best way to explain is we're like a big family, cast and crew, and we all work together congruently and to make this thing, this train keep on going. Now, I will say this though, I found myself bonding with everyone differently. Like I said, Richard, Tim, they're like my big bros. Me and Sean, who plays Wesley, we bonded because we both had twin brothers. We're both identical twins, which is insane. And I'm gonna talk to the showrunner about maybe I can get my twin brother on the episode. So maybe Miles has a
Excuse
brother
me,
that
Eric, Tim had Dim. They called him for Dumb Tim because Tim had his doppelganger. So anything is possible on,
Ain't nothing's everything's everything's possible. We'll see. I'm gonna talk to him about that. Maybe his brother is like a successful cop in Texas, and he comes to visit him. You never know. But no. So Sean and I bonded over that. Melissa, man, Melissa is so genuine and kind. She has a heart, a big heart, and I wish everybody could really be in that presence of being around her. Words cannot explain what kind of person she is. I call her soulful because my mother was a big soul, and God rest her soul. She passed away, but her and my mom has this. They both have this soul that I can't really explain. Just soulful, and we have the similar taste in music. Um, so Melissa's amazing. Alyssa, I love Alyssa. So she's actually my brother's favorite character on the show. She has such this confidence with her. And when you meet her in person, she's so sweet and she's family oriented. She loves her babies and her husband. Makia is phenomenal to work with. Selena, Lizette, she's cool, and we have a lot in common. And she has a people don't know like she has a really giggly, funny personality, which I love, and she's genuine. What you see is what you get. I mean, everyone. So it's been a blessing to be on the show working with these guys. I can't express how happy I am to finally find a find a family. And I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but this is like the first time in my career, and I've been doing this over 10 years, that I finally find myself like I feel like I have a family, opposed to being a guest in somebody else's home. Because the writers do a great job of giving every character their arc. Nobody's fighting for screen time. Everyone gets along on the show, and it's such a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, I was going to ask you what it means to you to be a part of such not just a welcoming cast, but a long, time. 7 seasons is a long time for a show to be on the air these days.
Mhm.
And it just must mean so much to you that they've welcomed you in and you're on a show that has such a profound fan base that loves this show with its full heart. And
Yeah,
I hope you feel so welcomed.
I really do, and I love our fans. So I try to interact on Twitter as much as possible with them, and I love how they reach out to us and ask us for some spoilers when we can't give out.
Of course.
So we love to troll them a little bit, and on Twitter, you know how the algorithm kind of is crazy. Once you interact with one, they all come in, and I see them all, and I try to like as much as possible and respond. But no, I love our fans, I really do. It makes the show keep on going, and I want to, like Melissa said, I want to go for like Grey's Anatomy numbers. Let's do 18 seasons of this,